Never have I ever filmed a video before going to work, but we're changing that today because that's kind of just where we are. So, hello, welcome to August. I am filming this actually on August 1st. Before school, you're gonna get this after school, but y'all know how it is when you work full time. So here we are, and today we've got some really interesting things to talk about. Y'all know I always ask for questions. Got some really interesting questions this time. So we're gonna be talking about what to do during low months and specifically 0 days. And then talking about the back to school sale. I don't think my brain's on yet. We need to go make some coffee. Talking about the school and all that, back to school sale and all that kind of stuff. So let's go make some coffee and let's talk quickly because I do have to get to work at some point. So there we go. Make this my to-go cup. That way I can take it with me and drink whatever I don't finish in the car. Alrighty. Cheers to August. We are currently in the throes of back to school season. This was my first week of pre-planning. It's been a mess. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But July overall was pretty good. It was a little more hectic. June, I was like very routine, very organized. And July was a little more crazy. Partially just we had a lot going on. There was a lot of stuff. We had like people over for 4th of July. I hosted a baby shower for my sister-in-law. It was adorable. I did film the whole like process, so if you wanted to like see it, we could post that video. I wasn't sure if I wanted to post it or not, so I just went ahead and filmed it just in case. I went to the zoo with my sister-in-law and that was really fun. The Jacksonville Zoo is about 2 hours away from here, so we just went like a day trip and the two of us had a great time. She is an art teacher, so she brought her like fancy camera, and then the both of us have been like painting all the animals that we saw and like sending each other pictures of it. It's really cute. So that was great. We went down to Florida. Husband, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, father-in-law. We went down to Florida to the Florida Springs, to Ginny Springs, and went scuba diving, which was great. With just husband and I scuba dive, but that was really fun. We hadn't been anywhere interesting in a long time for like diving purposes, and it was good. So a lot going on, kind of chaotic. Husband was actually out of town for like an entire week, so that was weird. We've never been separated for that long, so that was a thing as well. We were fine, but it was just really weird. I think the longest we've been separated before that was like 2 days, so that was strange. But yeah, it was just, and I did a lot of going to the pool. I got a lot of work done, just all that kind of stuff. So here we are. I also had a really good reading month. I think I read about 4 books, which is pretty on par, but I did really well. Like in general, this year has been a really good reading year. And then I have 3 books that are all like almost finished on August 1st. So I guess they'll count for August, but they're mostly read in July. Anyway, so book-wise, what did I read? I read The Last Flight. I read that one on my Kindle, so let me see if I can pull up. Yeah. So this one, The Last Flight. This one is very different from anything that I normally read. First of all, it's set in current day, which is not usually my jam. And it was about 2 women who both are trying to escape their lives. So one of them, you find out immediately, she is married to a really like prominent rich politician kind of person who is abusing her, so she's trying to get away from him. She ends up switching places with someone else who's trying to run away from her life, although we don't know why yet. So throughout the book, it's like following the girl who's running away from her husband, and then also like explaining why the other girl's trying to run away. They end up switching places, and then the plane that the politician's wife was supposed to be on, that now she wasn't on, ended up crashing. So there's just like a lot of stuff going on. It was really good. It was really interesting. I could not have guessed what was gonna happen, and I just wanted to know what was gonna happen. I rated it 4.5, which is pretty good. I've only had 1 5-star read this entire year, and it is actually this month, so that's exciting. So that one, really good, highly recommend. Then I read, don't judge me, because we're on a fantasy kick this year. So my friend, actually video editor Brian, started reading the Harry Potter books recently. He's read them multiple times. And then he would like talk to me about them and like where he was. And then he got his wife, who's also we were all friends like forever. So his wife started reading them too, and she's never read them. So that's been like really fun, just like her experiencing it for the first time. So then we would all talk about it, and I was like, I want to read them too, because now I want to be like, influenced. So I finished book 1 and 2 this month, Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets. I do feel like as an adult, 1 and 2 are less exciting. 3 is kind of where it like picks up. 1 and 2 are both like, oh, cute little kids book, but 3 is where it's like turns into more interesting, even for adults. I will also say reading these, I've read them as an adult at least once, but I don't know, this time I was like, what is wrong with these teachers and what is wrong with these adults? I would say especially Chamber of Secrets. They're like, there's some kind of beast running around the castle attacking people, and we're not shutting down the school. We're not sending the kids home. We're just having the teachers do patrols. We're not even like adding security. Like that just seems a little excessive to me. These wizarding parents. And then I was thinking like Colin Creevey gets attacked at the beginning of the book. He misses the whole year. Like, what the heck? Like, I would be pretty mad if, my kid missed an entire year of life, but, whatever. So that was just a really interesting thing, but yes, we've been having fun. And I'm almost done with the third one. I think I'm like 2/3 of the way through. So it's been really fun and just like lighthearted. I know it's going to happen. It's just nice to read, sometimes things that are fun and not high pressure. The other book that I finished in the month of July is my only 5-star read for the whole year so far, and that is this one, The Last 12 Miles. This has been on my to-be-read pile for at least a year. I have it like just on my Amazon. I have like all the books that I want to read, and I finally purchased a couple of books. I just bought I was looking for things I could get for like $5 or cheaper, so I think I got like 2 or 3. And this was one of them. And I had never read anything by Erica Roebuck, but I don't know, sounded interesting. And holy cannolis, so good. So good. Someone asked me last month for books that were giving like Chanel Clayton vibes. This does. So this follows, again, 2 different women. One of them is a code breaker working for the Coast Guard, and she's helping with the fight against the rum runners. So during Prohibition, people smuggling alcohol into the country. And so she is there cracking codes to figure out, like where people are going and that kind of stuff to help the Coast Guard figure out where to go. And then the other person we're following is a rum runner, and she is like trying to build her, smuggling business. And it's written so interestingly because it's like I almost want her to be successful, but then also I want the code breaker to be successful, and the ending was like perfect. So highly recommend. It was so good. It's a really great summer read set in like Key West and Miami and the Bahamas. I move around a little bit, but so interesting, and also based on real people, which I love because that just makes it even better when it's like, oh, and that's actually true. So really good, really fun, clean, interesting. Love it. So highly recommend. All of those are always linked down below, by the way. So those are my books for July. Yeah, we've had fun. We read a lot of books. We did not make a lot of money. If you made nothing in July, that's normal. I made about, like between 10 to 15% of what I normally make. I also am a little bit down from last July, but I know that that's because last July I ran a sale. I usually do a sale during Shark Week, and I do all of my ocean themed activities. So I had quite a few. This year I didn't because like the timing just didn't work out because I was promoting my course and I didn't want to promote the course and the Shark Week stuff at the same time, and I had to promote the course like early enough that I'm not promoting the course and the back to school sale at the same time. So just because of all of that, I did lose out on a little bit of money, which is fine because I knew that was going to happen. And it did get offset by the course sale, so it wasn't like totally gone or anything like that. Speaking of the back to school sale is coming next week. Hallelujah. And this is usually the biggest one of the year, at least for me. You can tell us your experience down below, but I usually find this is the one that does really well, especially with like big bundles. Those are the things that tend to sell at this one in particular because it's the beginning of the school year. And so people are like, oh, I have the whole school year. And so they're totally fine with buying bigger bundles, with buying longer things, full year, activities and things like that. So that is really exciting. A couple little suggestions. Number one is it's easiest to promote your, words are so hard today. It's easiest to have a couple of things to promote. So I usually pick 2 to 3 things per sale that I promote, and each one being like a bundle. So I, for this one, usually promote classroom decor, like one classroom decor set. And then I'll promote like back to school things that are all in a bundle together. And then I'll pick something else. So I might pick like a centers bundle. I might pick like a year-long something or different things like that. But having that consistency really helps because some people need to like see the same product a couple of times in order to purchase it. So I picked just a couple of things that I'm promoting that helps decrease the overwhelm, because if you have a lot of stuff in your store being like, hey, go buy something, but there's 200 or 300 options, it can be overwhelming. So if you're like, hey, go buy this thing, that can be helpful. And then I'll promote them in like every email. And so that also helps to make sure that people like see them. So if they don't choose it the first time, the second time they're like, ooh, maybe I do want that. Like they need that repetition in order to purchase something. So that's my biggest thing, is making sure that I pick out what I'm going to promote throughout the sale period. And that makes a big difference. Number 2, like I said, big bundles are usually what sells the best. So look at your store this weekend and see like, is there anything that needs to go in a bundle I already have? Or do I need to make a new bundle? Especially if you have maybe like seasonal things for each season, or, something that's like could last the whole year. Those are great things to put into bundles, and you can call them, year-long templates for whatever, or, year-long drawing activities or writing activities or whatever it is. But especially if you have those like year-long things, that can be a really good thing to make. And then a bundle is easy to like do pretty quickly. I wouldn't suggest like making new products right now, but throwing together a bundle is something that you can do like over the weekend pretty easily. And then I was talking about promoting. I actually share my entire email and social media plan for promotions in my back to school prep for TPT sellers. I personally think that's like the most helpful module. Those of you who are in it can let us know what you think is the most helpful thing down below. But it has like email templates, it has social media templates. It talks exactly about like, here's, the best strategies to make sure you make the most money during the sale. So if you haven't joined that bootcamp, I will leave it down below and you can go join. You can get instant access. You can go access those templates, access all those things. And there's also, my other favorite thing is there's like a timeline. So it's like, okay, if it's currently July, here's what you work on. If it's August, here's what you work on. And that really helps me. I refer to that, just looking for clarity about like what I need to actually get done and all of that kind of stuff. Time check. Oh, we gotta go. So there's that. The other thing I want to say about the sale is if you do not have an audience, I wouldn't expect magic. The people who do the best during the TPT sale are people who have an audience on email or on social media, because they are sending people to their store. If your store doesn't have an audience or anything like that, you can still make sales, but TPT has shared that TPT overall actually has lower income on sale days, which I think is wild, because I make 3 and 4 times what I make on a normal day on a sale day, sometimes even more than that. So the sales can be really good, but they're mostly really good for people who are sending traffic to their stores. So I just want to like get your expectations in check. If you are a new seller, you don't have a lot of products, you don't have anyone to talk to, it's probably not going to be anything exciting. You might even make less than normal. If that is the case, the next one should be might be something later on, but the next big one will be Cyber Monday. So make it your goal, like between now and Cyber Monday, to build your email list or to build your social media following, or like to build something so that way you're like ready for the next one, because even though it's a while, like now is the time to get ready for that. So that would be my suggestion in that case. So I had some questions I wanted to answer, but we don't have a ton of time. So let me see what was quick. Oh, this one was really interesting. Sometimes I take your questions and turn them into whole videos, so just because I don't answer them, by the way, doesn't mean I'm ignoring them. But this one I thought was really interesting. Someone said, how many $0 days did you have? And I looked through and I had 2 $0 days in July. So 2 days where I didn't make any money. One was a Saturday and one was like the 2nd or something like that. Like it was pretty early. So I don't know if you were interested in that. There it is. And then the other thing she asked was suggestions for low months, which could be another video, but I'll probably do that like later on. So my quick thing for now, if you have a month that is low, number one is plan ahead, especially for summer months, because we know that summer months are going to be low. So plan ahead, save money so that you have money when you need it. That's just, good financial strategy. Plan ahead is the big thing. Number 2 is, what does that say? Running sales that are targeted. I find that when I do a sale on my own, just setting my store on sale is not super helpful, but having a targeted sale is great. Like I say, I do the Shark Week sale. During Shark Week, I put all my ocean, or usually like 2 days, 3 days, I'll put all my ocean theme things on sale. Or sometimes I'll pick like one thing and, every Tuesday for this month, we'll have a sale and they're all related. But like what it is changes each week. So that's another thing you could try. But like a targeted sale can be really helpful. Also, one thing I like at the beginning or end of the month is what I call a prep sale. So you could do like all the resources for the next month can be on sale. So like if it's February, all the resources for March can be on sale, and that can be really helpful as well. And then the other thing is like looking off of TPT. I do really well selling my PD during the summer, like my courses, and also I've usually joined like a summit or something like that, and selling those things do pretty well. However, for a targeted sale and for those like other things, you need to have your own audience, because you just have to, like, there's no way to contact people. So again, you need to make sure you have the audience so you have someone to talk to. And the last question I'm going to answer really quickly, because I see my battery thing flashing, is Zoe asked how back to school is going, and so far chaotic and crazy. We had 5 days of pre-planning. The first 3 days I had an hour and a half in my room. Yesterday I did have a good bit of time in my room, but like my room's a disaster and I have nothing ready. So hopefully today's our day. Beat the battery. So hopefully today's my day. There's not a lot on the schedule, which is great. And my mom's actually going to come and help me, because she texted me yesterday. I was like, how's back to school? And I was like, everything's a mess. So she's going to come and help me like set up bulletin boards and stuff like that. So that'll be great. Thankfully, I am not like new to my room this year. So there's that too. I am not the girl who's going in early to set things up. Like it just is not me. I am not going this weekend to set things up. Like it's gonna have to get done today, at least good enough for Monday, because that's not me. Because frankly, I have so much to do at my house when I'm not at school that I cannot be at school for an extra couple of minutes even. Like it throws everything off. So that's one of my big things. People always ask like about time management, stuff like that. That's my biggest thing, is like I am hard stop. I come to school on time, I leave on time, and that is it. I can't do anymore. So anyway, I'm gonna go get to school, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully we can have a vlog sometime soon. let me know what you're reading down below because I would love to continue the good reading vibes this year. Thanks for watching. Bye.